right, y'all. I had to run back over here. It is super late, and y'all know it had to be something urgent for me to be on this bad boy at 10:10 p.m. my time. Extremely tired, been in training all day long, but I had to come by here. I had to come by here, y'all. I had to come by here. I need everybody to share this video everywhere, and I promise you, I am not going to be long whatsoever. If there has never been a time to stand up, that time is right now. That time is right now. I don't care. I don't care what's going on. I mean, it doesn't matter at this point in time whether you believe if this is scripted or you believe if this is. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. All right, my apologies. Okay, y'all, you guys. Good evening. Good evening. I am not gonna be here on this live before y'all on tonight. Okay, I just want to call the attention of every human being on planet Earth, as many as I can reach on tonight, to simply say this message to us. If the time ain't never been the time for us to stand up, we must stand up. We must stand up. I want to just share with y'all real quick. More than just the mass shootings, but where this is going, okay? And for you guys over here on Instagram, you can just hear it. So I don't have to flip the screen and do all of this other stuff, okay? Because I don't have a whole bunch of time. But I believe that all of us should be aware of what's going on real quick. Give me a second. I want y'all to hear what they're saying in Congress. Let me make sure y'all can just pull it up over here. Cool.
Our lives the same as you did when you were kids, but we can't let you get away with this anymore. Enough is enough. Enough of you telling us that school shootings are a fact of life when every other country like ours has virtually ended it. Enough of you blaming mental illness and then defunding mental health care in this country. Enough of your thoughts and prayers. Enough. Enough. You will not stop us from advancing the Protecting Our Kids Act today. You will not stop us from passing it in the House next week, and you will not stop us there. If the filibuster obstructs us, we will abolish it. If the Supreme Court objects, we will expand it, and we will not rest until we have taken weapons of war out of circulation in our communities. Each and every day, we will do whatever it takes to end gun violence, whatever it takes. What we will do is not fail the children of this country the way that you have failed us, the generations of Columbine, Sandy Hook, Parkland, and Uvalde. I yield back, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Our lives the same as you did when you were kids, but
I just want y'all to hear that one more time. Just one more time. And I want y'all to dissect what y'all hear just one more time.
Our lives the same as you did when you were kids, but we can't let you get away with this anymore. Enough is enough. Enough of you telling us that school shootings are a fact of life when every other country like ours has virtually ended it. Enough of you blaming mental illness and then defunding mental health care in this country. Enough of your thoughts and prayers. Enough. Enough. You will not stop us from advancing the Protecting Our Kids Act today. You will not stop us from passing it in the House next week, and you will not stop us there. If the filibuster obstructs us, we will abolish it.
We will do something
illegal.
If
the Supreme Court objects, we will expand it, and we will not rest until we have taken weapons of war out of circulation in our communities. Each and every day, we will do whatever it takes to end gun violence, whatever it takes. What we will do is not fail the children of this country the way that you have failed us, the generations of Columbine, Sandy Hook, Parkland, and Uvalde. I yield back, Madam Chair.
Y'all, let's dissect that just a little bit. Okay? Let's dissect that just a little bit. We will pass the Protect Our Children legislation. It's number one. Number one. We will protect our children. And we will abolish the filibuster. That has to be voted on. It has to be agreed on. Manchin was the one who was holding up the whole entire. They have gotten so aggressive to this point that they said we will go above the law. If the Supreme Court gets in our way, we will expand it. Now you should understand why they put in, the first Black woman. That's how they went with it. The first Black woman, Ketanji Brown, or whatever her name is, who cannot even define what a woman is. Let me say that again slowly. They blatantly letting you know these ain't y'all children. These is our children. And if you get in our way, we will do whatever and however to absolutely stop you. We will go above the law, and ain't nobody gonna stop us. That's it. That is what he's saying in our terminology. And the way that folks is out here going crazy, and I'm sorry to say, I don't know if it was that stick that they are flipping something and causing people to do these things, or if they're actual workers of that organization that is now being dispersed to go. And the reason why I'm going to say this is because 2 days ago, I had a dream, and I've told you guys a lot of times, I am a dreamer. I have been a dreamer all of my life. And none of my dreams have been inaccurate, whether they were from something for me to pray against, something for me to be aware of. I have always had dreams, always, all my life. And this one that I had 2 nights ago was really quickly. I was in a house, was not my house, but I was inside of a house that was a 2-story home. And I could hear threats being made against us. When I say us, I'm meaning me and my family. But I couldn't see where the voices was coming from. I just heard them talking a whole bunch of trash. So I said, let me go in the inside of the house, because I knew it was coming from behind me, because I kept looking back to see who's saying that. So I go inside the house, I go upstairs so that I can get a better viewpoint to look around from an elevated position. So I go in the house, I go upstairs, And I'm looking for the voices because they study talking, but all of the lights are out. It's dark, which made it hard for me to see. There was no porch light on, it was just dark. Nevertheless, I was able to see enough. It was like a quick light flash for me to see that it was coming from behind my house, my backyard neighbors. And then from that, I told my husband, I said, it's time to go. So we got some luggages and began to go outside and get in our car. And when we did that, whoever these boys were, because they were boys, came up on us, and my husband had to shoot one of them like 6 or 7 times. And then when he shot that one, he didn't just fall out and die. It was like a slow death. It was like, I wasn't even gonna do nothing to you. And then he dropped. And by that time, it was another gentleman who was now enraged because his friend or whoever the associate was to him was now gunned down. And he got ready to step, to my husband. And I saw it out of my peripheral view and had to shoot him directly in his temple. And then I stood there and I said, oh my gosh, we just had to take somebody out. And then I woke up. And the dream troubled me greatly. Because first of all, I never had to do nothing like that. I'm not going to ever say that I'm not going to be in a position to do nothing like that. I am a defender, but I'm not a murderer or a killer. And it had me so disturbed. That's the first thing that I got T-Tate. Why I had to shoot him in the head. The first one didn't go down. And that was very strange, that he was pumped full of lead. And the way that my husband shot him was like how dominoes look, like side by side. And I remember it was 6 to 7 shots because he had holes in him, like each like that. And then I seen the other friend or associate trying to like sneak my husband. So then that's when I pulled the gun out and shot him in the temple. And what was so disturbing was that I was like, why did I have to shoot him in the temple? Like, what just happened when I woke up? And all day it troubled me. So whenever I have a dream that won't leave my spirit, it just sits in my spirit, it's for a reason. Now, I have to say that night when I went to sleep, I had saw a video on YouTube of a apostle that I listened to, that I walk. He is somebody that I respect because he keep it 1000%. He's not in it for religion and all this stuff. He tell the plain truth. And like a week ago, I had saw a video that popped up, said, play this while you're asleep. And so the night that I went to sleep and had that dream, which was 2 nights ago, the spirit reminded me, go find that video because I saved it and let it play while you sleep. And before I had the dream about the shooting, I had a dream that there was a lady waving a flag over me. And this flag had like nations and fire on the embroidery on the flag. It's like an all nation fire flag. And then it went into that, right? So I said all that to say this. Well, yesterday, I'm outside and I always pay attention to whether it's the morning or the night. My husband will tell you, I go outside several times a day. I enjoy the sun when the sun is out. I enjoy nature. I enjoy the imagery of the sky when it ain't polluted. I try to take all of that in while we can. So I go outside and I see these young boys that I ain't never seen in my neighborhood. Now, my neighborhood is so quiet and safe, you don't hear anything or anybody. after about 7 o'clock. It's super quiet that you can hear frogs and everything else doing they due diligence, making their noises. And I go outside and I see these young kids coming down the street. And they just making a whole bunch of noise, just a whole bunch of riffraff. And so I'm like, where they come from? Who is these kids? Nevertheless, I just wrote it off like, okay, whatever. And about 10 minutes later, from the back side of my street comes some other young people. And they standing on the corner and they looking back and forth. And so I'm looking at them because they're not familiar in the neighborhood from what I know. Now school is out and I'm like, maybe I done missed something. I ain't never seen these kids. Maybe because they be at school, I don't see them. So they look down where I'm at and then they back up. They walk back towards the back street. And it just struck me as strange. I'm like, this is really strange. About 2 or 3 minutes later, they come back from the back street to the corner where I can see them again, and then they start walking towards me. Now, there's no reason for me to have anything on me outside my house because, like I just stated, my house is very quiet. My neighborhood is very quiet. These people have their kids in the house like we used to have to be in the house. Street lights come on, you don't see no children out there. So they start walking towards me, and instantly, the Holy Spirit said, put your hand back here in your back like this in your pants and just hold it there. I'm like, I was like, should I go in the house or because they walking towards me and they walking fast and they kind of like all split up. So one was coming across the grass and the other two was walking on the sidewalk. So then the Holy Spirit said, put your hand back here like you got your piece on you. And I just stood there like this. They stopped in their tracks and said, oh, F that. And turned around and went back towards that corner to the back street. Now, how ironic is it that I had a dream the night before? And then the day after, who knows what these young kids was finna do? Because I don't. Nobody actually ever seen them over here. I don't know who they was, where they come from, but they look like me. And what I do know is that whatever they had intended to do, it was thwarted. And instantly, I went into prayer, covering my home, covering my ground. I told my husband, because I tell my husbands about my dreams, especially when they trouble me. And he was like, I don't know what, that may be, you really need to dig deeper into that dream. I was like, I had a disturbing dream. And that's how I approached my husband. Like, I had a disturbing dream that will not let up out my spirit. So my husband was like, yeah, we need to go back and make sure we good. I mean, like good to where you got one over here in the car or in that car in the house. Like, make sure you good. And I had an unsettling feeling ever since then. It's like evil and death is definitely in the atmosphere, and nowhere is safe. Which leads me to what I'm about to share now, and I am going to share my screen. Before I do that, I want to make you guys aware that, first of all, how many of you guys know who the Bilderbergs is? How many of you guys know who the Bilderbergs is? I'm just waiting on some of y'all comments if y'all know who they are. Who are the Bilderbergs? I'm asking this for a reason. They up there with Rothschilds, you know, the 1%ers. So you heard of them? Yes, you know who they are. Okay, awesome. I just want to make sure everybody on the same page, you, because what I'm finna show you. All right. So J-Suit, thank you. Thank you. That's where I was going. Rockefellers, they up there with them. Yes. The J-Suits. If you don't know who the J-Suits is, I need y'all to go look them up real quick. Do a little research about them. Let's see, pick this one right here. All right. I want y'all to read with me. Why? And you know what's crazy? It will not let me share this with y'all. Hold on. Yes, I want to share my screen. Let me make sure I'm sharing it over here. Okay. We good to go. Now, let me turn it around over here so y'all can read with us. The 68th Bilderberg meeting to take place what day? What is today's date? What is today's date? June the 2nd through the 5th. Now, they just convened in Switzerland over there, Geneva, for the, you know, the world, what is it? The WHO, the World Health Organization, where they wanted to strip all of these nations and country of their sovereignty. Now the Bilderbergs are here in Washington, D.C., meeting today through the 5th. And they having a 68th Bilderberg meeting. Also, what's happening today, or happened today, was the Queen of England's Jubilee. Okay? What are they going to be talking about? Key topics for discussion this year are geopolitical realignments. Pay attention. NATO challenges. China, Indo-Pacific realignment. Pay attention. And just so we all clear and we understand, and even a baby can understand, the action of changing or restoring something to a different or former position or state. That is what realignment is. And it says it over here, the realignment. The United States is in the midst of a dramatic political, whatever else that goes with that. But this is the definition of realignment, because they keep using this word. The action of changing or restoring something to a different or former position or state. Okay? Now I'm going to jump back over here. Sino-US tech competition, Russia. Continuity of government and the economy. Disruption of the global financial system. Hello? Disruption of the global financial system. Disinformation. People who oppose them. Now, Y'all should know what disruption means because I am the disruptor. But let me let y'all see it. A radical change to an existing industry or market due to technological innovation. Disturbance are problems which interrupt an event, activity, or process. So they say they are convening about the disruption, the radical change to an existing industry or market due to technological innovation, or the disruption of the global financial. A disturbance of the global financial or a problem which interrupts an event, activity, or process. Disinformation. False information which is intended to mislead, especially propaganda issued by a government organization to a rival power or the media. Which means if you go against anything that we say that is misleading or that is false according to what we are saying, you can be imprisoned as an enemy of the state. Energy security, my God from Zion, and sustainability, post blank health, fragmentation of democratic societies, wow, trade and deglobalization. Let's check out that word. The reversal or decline of the effects of globalization. An intensification of the trade war is likely to speed up this process of deglobalization. The reversal or decline of the effects of globalization. And Ukraine. Now, let me go back so I can show you. The Bilderberg Group, what to know about their secretive meetings. Because they are secretive. And what do you notice up here? If I go search anything else like this, pizza, okay? Y'all see how images pop up? If I search up pizza, but when I hit this back button and go to the Bilderbergs, there ain't no images of them. I wonder why. I wonder why. Mm. Secretive Bilderberg group meetings begin in Virginia. What's so secretive about them? You know, those cats like George Soros, you know. Bilderbergs are still powerful, but perhaps a bit more anxious this year. Henry Kissinger. And as you can see, who's a part of the Bilderbergs group, I reckon. Because you still ain't seen who they are. See who this is. Got Clinton over there in the back. So now I'm going to show y'all, make sure it's still over here showing y'all. Nope, it wasn't. Stop the screen share. Start it back up. I'm finna jump off here, but I need y'all to see some stuff real quick. Now, make sure it's showing over here. Okay. Two people shot at an Alms church parking lot. Shooter also killed. This is breaking news in Iowa. Before I just jumped on here. That's why I jumped on here. This is all in 2 weeks. Shooting at Rialto Park, where local elementary students were on a field trip. This is today as well. Gunmen who killed 4 at Oklahoma Medical Building had been a patient of victim, police chief says. This was yesterday news. Of course, we know about Uvalde, which was last week news. And the week before, which was on May the 14th or 13th, we know about this one in Buffalo, New York. Earlier today, at a cemetery, they getting shot. At a hospital, they getting shot. At an elementary school, they getting shot. At a grocery store, they're getting shot. At a park, they're getting shot. At a college, they're getting shot. At a graduation ceremony, 80-year-old fatally shot in New Orleans, they getting shot. This was all in a matter of a few days. One dead and wounded in church shooting. This was 2 weeks ago. 2 days after the store shooting. In Van Nuys, another high school shooting. This was yesterday. Oklahoma Festival, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. 1 dead, 7 injured. And then you got him.
Get away with this anymore. Our lives the same as you did when you were kids, but we can't let you get away with this anymore. Enough is enough. Enough of you telling us that school shootings are a fact of life when every other country like ours has virtually ended it. Enough of you blaming mental illness and then defunding mental health care in this country. Enough of your thoughts and prayers. Enough. You will not stop us from advancing the Protecting Our Kids Act today. You will not stop us from passing it in the House next week, and you will not stop us there. If the filibuster obstructs us, we will abolish it. If the Supreme Court objects, we will expand it, and we will not rest until we have taken weapons of war out of circulation in our communities. Each and every day, we will do whatever it takes to end gun violence, whatever it takes. What we will do is not fail the children of this country the way that you have failed us, the generations of Columbine, Sandy Hook, Parkland, and Uvalde. I yield back, Madam Chair.
Now, the problem that I have with that, this is the problem that I have with that. Hey, sis. This is the problem that I have with this. All y'all and y'all bodyguards and everybody else get to keep theirs. But you want to actually rid us after a situation like I just said in my neighborhood never happens. And let us not forget about the woman, the sister that was walking into the store, opening the door to go into the store and got stabbed in the back. How can you not defend yourself? How will you be able to defend yourself? The cemetery ain't safe. The parks ain't safe. The graduations are not safe. The hospital ain't safe. The elementary schools ain't safe. The colleges are not safe. The festivals are not safe. The church ain't safe. And you want to come in and say you have no right to defend yourself against people who are carrying out these atrocities. Not only do you have no right to defend yourself, you don't have no right to defend others, because it don't have to be you defending yourself and your family. It could be you disarming or helping save the life of somebody else, because some lunatic, or shall I say Manchurian candidate, has entered into a dwelling where people are going about their everyday lives and coming up dead. And they just honing in on one thing: the school shooting. But as it is coming out now that the police was told to stand down while those babies were massacred. And that is why they under fire. That the Border Patrol had to actually come in and stop the shooter. That when the babies were crying on the phone saying, please come into the school, can you imagine the children looking out the window at the police, and they in the classroom with the killer hiding? And they say, can you come in and save us? And their parents is out there listening to them being popped off one by one. And then when they try to respond and go past the police, they get arrested and they get tased. Our elders cannot go grocery shopping without getting their heads blown off. A mother and her children at a graveyard, a cemetery, shot. And the big push is disarm them. We will get rid of guns. Y'all know, I told y'all when I sat here with y'all the other day, when Justin Trudeau declared that Canada, where there ain't been no shootings, its civilians cannot have weaponry. But you got them meeting in Geneva, Switzerland, and in Washington, D.C. now for the Great Reset, the global, what was the word they used? The something of the global financial structure. Disruption. Disruption. They are meeting about the disruption of the global financial system, which means a radical change or a disturbance to an existing industry or market due to technological innovation. Can I make it plain for those who didn't catch that? For the technological, what is that? Digital currency, metaverse, cryptocurrency, Dogecoin. You know, all of this stuff that they have it rolling out slowly for surely. If we ain't ever stood up, we better stand up now, united. Because what we don't know as the American people is that we the people, it is we the people. We at least need to know the Constitution enough to know it's we the people. Now, am I for making sure kids don't get hurt? You absolutely right. You cannot mess with a kid on my watch. But do I think that you should ban or disarm Americans because of somebody that you didn't got into their mind and did some alterations to? And now we cannot defend ourselves? And you got the crazies happening out here. Like I said, I don't know what flipped. I was switched and been flipped, but something didn't been flipped. How all of a sudden? Why now? Why now? Why so many in 2 weeks? Why? Why now? That's the big question. Why now? They have to use this to implement. And if we go willingly, and that man gonna get on there and say, our children, we're gonna protect our children act, that was 50 million red flags. On the top that they say that 6-month-olds is now finna get their stuff. We need to be standing up now. People, we need to be standing up now. We need to be standing up now. Enough is enough. We all recognize what it is. You're not pulling the wool over our eyes. Ever. because we see clearly where this is going. There's no way in the world we can allow them to continue to do what they're doing. I mean, where can you go safely? You just don't know if it's going to be your day today that they choose to target your job, your workplace, your gym, your grocery store, your doctor's office. You just don't know. Your child's elementary school. One of my sister's grandchildren was supposed to be at that park in California, but she didn't go that day. This is crazy. It's beyond crazy. There is no way that we, just as human beings, can sit back and let something like this happen. There is no way. There is absolutely no way that we as human beings can sit back and allow this to happen to our children, to our elderly people, to our mothers, to anybody. I don't give a hot diggity dog. There is no way. And you know what really gets under my skin? They're going to use that brother to say that. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna act like I don't even see some. To each man his own, okay? To each man his own. And we're not here to do all of that. Let's stay on the straight and narrow. You are free and entitled to believe whatever you want to, just like I am free and entitled to believe whatever I want to. But without all of the division, without all of this, you a politician, you a red, you a blue, you a this, you a that. I said humanity, period. I said humanity, period. Who is a dang pond, Uncle Sam? Listen. We're trying to stick to the narrative, divine and chosen Mika. And the narrative is we need to stand up, meaning us all, regardless of your beliefs, regardless of your sex, regardless of your skin color, regardless of your money. We need to stand up to make sure that this don't happen on our watch. All that division and you believe this and I believe that and they believe this and they believe all of that ain't gonna get us nowhere. That's why we ain't nowhere now. That's why we actually allowing it to happen. I'm not here to debate with not a single soul, but I am going to tell you this. As for me in my house over here, we're going to serve the Most High God. That's what we're going to do. That's it. And we're going to stand on that foundation. Nevertheless, I'm not out here moving like, oh my God, I don't know what we're going to do. I know exactly what we need to do. And that's take action, stand up, put away the foolishness and the divisions that they have tried to divide us using measures and tactics to divide us. Well, you light skin and you dark skin and you brown and you orange and all of this stuff. Because at the end of the day, those cats are sitting around sipping blood and plotting evil, period. There is no way you can believe in evil and not believe in the Most High God. There's no way. There's no way you cannot believe that what you are witnessing is evil and there is no God, no Most High God. Because there are gods. There's no way. Because this is evil on an unhuman level. Humanity, human being can't not even fathom this type of evil unless you're evil. Period. Who sits up and have secretive meetings about controlling other human beings that don't belong to them? Who sits up and think about taking other people's children that they didn't have? Who the hell sits up and think about depopulating the earth that they didn't create? Evil. And if they can keep us divided over dumb stuff, then they can conquer. That's the name of the game, divide and conquer. That's why they instituted division. Because we know they'll turn on them and they'll turn on them and they'll turn on them. And you know what? They'll turn on them and they'll fight each other and they'll take out each other themselves, you know, and they'll attack each other themselves and they'll kill each other themselves. And we sit back and we just, you know, we pull the strings. We pull the strings. And at the end of the day, being divided ain't going to help you, beloved. It's going to actually give you an accelerated ticket to your demise. Somehow, some way. Spend that time if you want to, trying to be divided if you want to. Go right on ahead, Fred. Go right on ahead. Let's see where you'll be in 1 year. United we stand and divided we fall. Let's just see. I ain't got time for that. Not over here. I'm saying, and I said and will continue to say, it is time to stand up, unified. And that is what the devil hates, is unity. Because he knows he can't conquer that. And I'm a firm believer that one can chase 1,000 and two can put 10,000 to flight. Now that's some hellified numbers. See, 1 + 1 don't equal 2. 1 + 1 equals 11. We've been taught it equals 2. 1 + 1 is 2. No, 1 and 1 is 11. You may look at it and see a 6. I may look at it and see a 9. Who's right? We don't know. Who really knows? Who's to say we right? While we trying to be divided over, well, I don't believe in that and I believe in it. Who the hell is to say that we right? We don't even know. Truth be told. So why be divided? How you know a 7 can't be an L upside down? Who told us that that was a 7? They did. How do we even know that that is a 7? Let's make this make sense. 2 + 2 don't equal 4. 2 + 2 equals 22. That's what I see, 22. But they say 2 + 2 equals 4. How do they know that? How do we know that? That's something they made up. Who said that? It's all a narrative. I don't care what you got going on in your membrane. You waiting on the aliens or whatever, you know, or the chariots, or it don't matter. You waiting on to be sucked up in the sky. At the end of the day, listen, let me tell you something right now. You need to be divided on that if you want to be divided by yourself. Out of my sphere of influence. It's time to unite. And it's time to stand up for your kid, for my kid, for your mom, for my mom, for your dad, for my dad. That's all we need to be seeing is the human race. Humanity. Whatever you believe in, I hope whoever you believe in, at least will tell you, I hope it's all like this across the board. Love one another. That's what I hope. I know most religions at least tell you to do some kind of good. Even jihadists think they're doing good. It's a shame that while somebody is speaking unity, here comes division. No, that is not welcome nor warranted. I got to be able to look at you and say, you know what, I love you so much, I will not allow you, I will protect you. Well, I ain't gonna protect you, I don't even know you. That is division. That is division. And that's why they win in the war. And we not. You got folks want to argue about wigs and makeup and hairdos and your body shape and your income status and your nose is wide and your teeth is spaced, like stupidity. And people still think that this is a freaking joke. It's not. They coming for people, kids. I care about yours, even if you don't. Because if they take yours, they take everybody else's. They said, we're going to protect our kids. Excuse me? You know why they're saying we're going to protect our kids? Because when you went into the hospital and had them and signed that birth certificate that says that the mother is not the mother, but that the mother is an informant. The informant signature. Let's look that up and see why. See, instead of us trying to be divided, we should be researching so we can help one another. And another thing is, why do the birth certificate say void? Somebody help me with that one. Why does the birth certificate say void? It said birth certificates are filled with valuable information such as date of birth, location of birth, parent's name, sex, race, and so on. This information is used to verify identification for government and family personal records, and obtain many government issued documents. Why does the birth certificate says informant? The informant, preferably the mother or the father or another adult having knowledge of the personal facts concerning the birth, is responsible for providing the legal facts to certify that the information is correct. The informant is usually the birth mother, since she is a person likely to be present and provide the details and facts of their child. Now, let me get the definition of informant. Informant is a person who gives information to another. A person whom obtains information for another. Or a person who provides privileged information to another. Why just didn't say mother? Why did it have to say informant? Because they don't belong to you. And you need to have that in order to get government assistance, government documentation. Why does the birth certificate say void? Void means invalid. Void means invalid. But void also means not legally binding, not valid or legally binding, completely empty, null, nullified, canceled, revoked. This is what the birth certificate says. An informant is a person that gives another information and then they void it. And you ever pay attention to this, people? Why you get a copy and not the original if you own them, if it's yours? Why? Why do you got to get a copy of a birth certificate? A copy of your social security card? Where's the original? A certified copy at that. You don't get the deed to your house, you get a copy. You don't get the title to your car, you get a copy. You want to know why? Because you don't own nothing. Not even your children. So you want to know why they can come in and say, we're going to protect our children. That's why. For those that swear they woke. For those that swear they woke, are you really woke? Are you really awake, shall I say? Want to know why they can lock them in a school and martyr them while the police stand by and do nothing? Because they ain't yours. Want to know why if you don't feed them the right way, they can come in and remove them from your home? Because they don't belong to you. Want to know why if they don't show up for school, to their school so they can get paid, and they remove them from your home? Because they don't belong to you. They belong to them. And you, the informant, signed over that to them when you went to the hospital facility and needed to get any government document or assistance for their child. Want to know why they got a barcode on the back of them? the birth certificate and the social security card and the driver's license and the ID. Hello, somebody. Oh, I ain't going nowhere. Well, if you indebted to them, you're property of them. Did you know that? If you indebted to their credit system, you're property of them. If you indebted to their government assistance, you're property of them. What you mean you ain't going nowhere? What you mean you ain't taking such and such? We're going to have to remove the children because you have no means of providing for them when we take your assistance that we gave you. You don't believe that you need to get something for yourself and get out of the beast system? Well, shame on you. Because as you can see, these cats is meeting today all the way to the 5th. How to lock you up if you say something against the narrative. Just go look up the woman who just got 3 years in prison in Norway. 3 years in prison in Norway for saying that trans are not real women. Just go look up and see why they push in this narrative that conservative Christians are the enemy. Believers, you the real enemy. You don't believe in abortion. You don't believe that you should be one thing, even though you feel like you something else. You don't believe in, allowing others to dictate you. You're the enemy. Nancy Pelosi and them said that. They're still saying it. Just said it yesterday. Made a big uproar. The reason why these school shootings is happening is because people who call themselves believers, those who don't believe in science, those who don't believe in, well, that's what they say. I don't want that because of my religious preferences. Right or wrong. Y'all don't think it's strange that I told y'all, can't say you were not warned unless you knew over here on this channel. Because those that's been following me, I told y'all, if y'all thought y'all seen something, wait for it. Especially the day after they convened over in Geneva. Now they're here in Washington, D.C. And they coming for you. And this is the main reason why, whether you believe or not, my father told me, get out their system. Come out from amongst them. Come out from amongst them. And be not partakers of their sin. Come out from amongst them. Be ye separate. Come out from amongst them, lest you receive of their plagues and partake of their sins. Which means the same thing that's going to happen to them is going to happen to you. Because whatever you connected to is what you powered by. Come out from amongst them. Unplug yourself from that system, lest you're going to suffer from that system. Had to tell a sister today. She's like, I don't want to make certain moves. So I'm afraid I might not be able to do A, B, C, and D. And this is what my Father, the Most High, told me. You are in this world, not of this world. If you are of this world, you shall surely perish like those of this world. Keep in mind that you are in this world. You are a sojourner in this world, not of this world. Everybody connected to that system is about to feel the pain on a whole nother level. You can write that down and take it to the bank and cash that check. Every person indebted into that system, every person a part of that system, every person connected to that system shall surely feel the wrath of that system. And that's why you got certain people walking around here unbothered. I'm in the world, not of it. And while they creating a new system, so are we. It's called kingdom culture. Because from my country, kingdom means country. In my country, there is no sickness. In my country, there is no mass shootings. In my country, there is no poverty. In my country, there is no death. In my country, kingdom means country. And see, we just getting back to the basics of our country, aka kingdom. So we're not affected by this world. That's why there's a distinction being made between the Most Highs and the worlds. Period. And it's just all about what team or what side you're on. Because we know the outcome. We know the beginning and the ending. We do. We know the Alpha and the Omega. And I'm not talking about no fraternity. We know what was written. We do. So we're not moving around here like we paranoid. No, we establishing what our Father, the commander-in-chief, has said to establish for his people. That's what we're doing. But we are alerting those that belong to him. And I'm not here for everybody. I'm here for those who belong to the Most High. And that's it. Those who know my voice, hear it, and a stranger they will not follow. Period. And I don't care how far you done got away from the voice. Doesn't matter. When he calls, you hear. I know something ain't right. Shoot, you got atheists that know something ain't right. Non-believers that know, wait a minute, wait. I know all them other books, they good, but I know one book that's been 1000% accurate, ain't never went out of print. Man, it said this way over here a long time ago, and here it is coming to pass. I know. And that's how you can tell everybody don't belong to the Most High. They belong to everything else. But I'm here to announce to you, you ain't got to suffer like that if you belong to the Most High, not unless you choose to. It's enough talking about, and this is another thing I wanted to point out while I'm sitting here on this level. I shared a video right after the Uvalde shooting where the man said AI is finna take over, and it's enough prayers and it's enough thoughts and prayers. Those don't work. Get out of the way, prayers. We introducing the all-seeing eye called artificial intelligence, which lets you know that that's fake as hell. Anything artificial is not authentic. And then you turn around and hear this man in Congress say, thoughts and prayers, enough. Enough. Why are they saying that? Because, baby, when we come together and we really pray for real in unison, we will stop them in their tracks. And that's history. It's not something that I said, that's history. That's something that has been proven over and over again. And that is why they don't want us coming together. They would rather have us race debating and debating about religion and stuff you don't even know if it's real or not. Who told you that was an A? How do you know that's an A? Who told you that this is called a house? I don't believe the Bible. Well, how do you believe the newspaper? How do you believe that money is money? Because money is paper that was made from a tree. They said it was money. So how do you know that's money? You don't. Because it ain't money. Actually, it's a note. Hello, somebody. It says note. But they call it money. It's actually a Federal Reserve note. They told you it was money, and now you talking about it's money, it's money. How do you know that? You really don't. You really don't. We got the audacity to be divided and distracted. And that's how a lot of people gonna suffer. We need to be united and we need to stand and say, no, this is blasphemous what y'all got going on right here. And we the people ain't gonna go for it. See, we don't know enough about our own Constitution. We don't know enough about our own sovereignty. We don't know enough about our own. That's why they playing us and getting over on us and taking stuff, because we don't know. We are uneducated. We only know what they taught us in school, then dumbed down a whole bunch of dumb shit. They over here thinking that they over here looking at these people and we the real ones. It's unbelievable. 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 They say, oh, look at these are aliens. We've been having intelligence that aliens been around. What is aliens? Probably was an angel, some of everything. That's why I vibe with those in the streets for real, because they be full of wisdom. They can be sloppy drunk, but they know wisdom and they know word too. I never forget when we moved to Kansas City, Missouri, it was a homeless woman say, get out of here. This town is too demonic. You don't belong here. Didn't know me from a can of paint. But I was debating and asking, should we move back and get out of here? Because something is off in Kansas City, Missouri. Like there's a dark spirit that hovers over that city and state. They know it's from a can of paint. So you need to get out of here. I don't know if I'll make it out, but get out. You don't belong here. This is not the place for you. That's why we always in the street. That's our baby, to go out there and sit with our people. That's what we say. Those are our people, because they really are. Got lots of footage of us out there with our people, because at least they got sense. At least they ain't trying to argue with you, talking about who you think you is, and you think you know something. It's like, you ain't gonna find that out there. You ain't gonna find that out there. And you got these ones here that went to Harvard and all these others that's dumb as they come. It says Worldly wisdom is sensual and devilish. Who taught you that? You don't believe in that's a white man's Bible. But you work a white man's job. Make this make sense. You can't be one way in one situation and not all across the board. Excuse me? If you're going to be that one, and I'm going to need you to stop believing in a white man's apartment complex that you renting out of, and a white man's school that you went to, and a white man's job that you working, and a white man's television show that you watching. I'm going to need you to just knock it all the way off. That's why they don't like me. Because I'm not afraid to say what a lot of people is afraid to say. I'm not. I don't need no friends. I'm my friend. My children are my friends. I'm good. Thank you, Father, for the 5 or 6 people, 9 people you put in my life that I can call friend. Everything else is a bonus. I don't care. The truth is the truth. It hurts, but it also heals. We need to stand up and get rid of this mentality that we are each other's enemies. While the real enemy, that's what burns me up. Got us looking at each other and they sitting back just having a dang on field day, destroying humanity. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care if you blow powder. You will be able to see that this is demonic, what is going on. That your rights are being taken away, that they're going to come for you and their kids. You notice that back in the old days, old days, women just walked down the street, went in the bush, grabbed a tree, and boo-booed out the baby. They didn't need no bed and no surgeries, no pain prescription medication. No, they didn't need none of that. They wasn't laying on their back. They actually delivered the baby the right way. There wasn't no injections back then. They didn't need no vitamin C drops. None of that. Do you understand me? There was diseases and all of that stuff. And they didn't have no prescriptions and all of this pharmaceuticals. Well, do people think like that? Do people think like that? And they having a field day. They getting filthy rich while you getting filthy broke. And that's when they come in for the kill. They know desperation to make people do anything. And that is why they say the love of many will wax gross. Truly. What y'all think y'all seeing right now, this is just the beginning. It said this is just the beginning. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. Oh, wait for a little bit more, because it's more to come. People thought I was jack crazy last year when I said they're going to be deaths like nobody's business. I never forget, I wailed out of my spirit on live because I saw what was coming. See, that's the God that I serve, and that's why I serve him, because that's the God that his name is Yahweh, Jireh. That does not mean the God that provides, but actually means the God that sees ahead. And he told me that I will not be ignorant of Satan's devices, especially if I didn't want to be. Now, if you want to be ignorant, be ignorant. But I will not let you be ignorant of Satan's devices. As a loving father, I will allow you to know the enemy's plans so you can maneuver around him, because I am God. Period. People sit here and say they believe what they want to. Well, I'll be looking down at you. They're going to turn up with you and you're going to be the barbecue. Go on about your business by yourself. You might as well sin for real and for good. Have fun with it. Go have sex with everybody. Perform all. Make it worth your while. Because at the end of the day, you're going to suffer. That's what you are going to do. If you would align yourself properly, make sure you do your due diligence as a human being, and that is to love one another and look out for one another. I didn't say be perfect. Have a relationship, which means you actually seek the Father for insight and wisdom. You cover yourself before you leave your house because you're not God and you don't know what lies outside that door, lurking and evil awaiting you, while you think you just woke up on your own accord, while you just think that you was just you so beautiful and so bomb that this day was warranted to you. Instead of dressing yourself spiritually. Some people like, well, I don't care if I die because I'm gonna come back reincarnated. Mm. Yeah, you know, we just come back reincarnated. Oh, okay. If I give you a, oh, okay, trust me, that's a brush off. Oh, okay, peace out. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, play with it if you want to. I'm not. That's your. I'm not gonna judge you. Okay, but you gone on yonder somewhere, like my grandmother used to say. Gone on yonder. Okay. It's time to take a stand. I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep because your girl over here don't lose sleep. Not me. I'm usually in the bed by 9 o'clock. Why? Because he gives me sleep. He gives the righteous blessed sleep. For real. Now I don't stay up at night worried about not nothing. If there is a fire, I'm gonna sleep till tomorrow. Let me know about it tomorrow. Because I don't lose sleep. And I ain't losing none now, but this is a message that we all need to hear. I've been saying this, Sister Militia. Have not I been saying this? And here you got it. How many of y'all know that they was convening at the White House, the Bilderbergs at that? So much so they ain't even got a photo of who these cats is because they that secretive. They have a secret meeting at Washington, D.C. from the 2nd through the 5th, and that wasn't mainstream news. I wonder why. And then we turn around and we see that they are talking about the disruption of the global financial system. Disinformation, if you say something against what their narrative is, you can go to prison and be deemed as a domestic terrorist. Can you imagine that? Because you didn't agree with something, you can be in prison. Oh, let me go over this real quick before I go because I want y'all to get it. There's 14 things they're going to be discussing. Okay. Geopolitical realignments, which means we just went over that word, realignments. They restructuring some stuff. The action of changing or restoring something to a different or former state or position. What is y'all realigning? The action of changing, not the thought of changing, the action of changing or restoring something to a different position or state. Realignment. So they are talking about realignment, geopolitical realignment. Because I'm a Berean and I got to know I'm not a fool. I just need to know what that means. Relating to politics, especially international relationships. So they are getting ready to the action of changing or restoring something to a different or former state of position. The action of changing or restoring something to a different. But geopolitical is relating to politics. NATO challenges. Well, who is NATO? NATO's purpose is to guarantee the freedom and security of its members through political and military means. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, which involves Canada, the EU, the United States, the 10-headed beast. Can I make it plain? The 10-headed beast is NATO. China, Indo-Pacific realignment. Sino-US tech competition. Russia, continuity of government and the economy. Disruption of the global financial system. Disinformation. Energy security, the grid. No power. And sustainability. Post-pandemic health. Fragmentation of democratic societies. Trade and deglobalization. And Ukraine. This is what they're talking about over the next 3 days. I sure like to know, what is a democratic society? I got to look up everything with a fine-tooth comb. It is a form of society which favors equal rights, freedom of speech, and a fair trial, and and check this out, and tolerates the views of minorities. Ain't that a something? It tolerates the views of minorities. You listen. You think they care about you? It tolerate the views of minorities. Tolerate, which means to accept or endure something that is unpleasant or disliked. Ain't that something? To allow the existence or practice of something that does not necessarily like or agree with without interference. These bastards said the democratic society tolerates the views of minorities. Ain't that something? I'm done. I can stick a fork in me done. Y'all gonna do something for us? No. Y'all gonna give us reparations? No. Mr. President can remove everybody else's student loans, but yours. You gonna give us some give us our student loans back? No. Is we ever going to get our 40 acres and a mule? No. Is we ever going to get equality? No. Do our lives matter? No. Do our baby lives matter? No. Abort them. We will chant and march with y'all and spit and foam at the mouth just so y'all can kill y'all babies. We will tolerate the views of the minorities. Ain't that something? Y'all still get up and go to work for them? Slap yourself. Well, shoot, I got to take this right here. I got to go to work. You deserve every bit of it. I'm sorry. You deserve every bit of it. Every little crumb of what come with that. Just for the simple fact that you don't know who you is and who you are. To know that if you ever try me like that, Mr. or Mrs., I will let your whole plant close down. I will be the one to make sure your workload don't get done today. Here's your badge and your key. Well, you're not going to stay to lunch for what? No. And keep that little $15 check for the day or whatever you thought you was going to pay me to slave. I'm good. You're not going to wait till the end of the day. We got to get somebody. I don't care. You sit in the place and do it. Wish I would sit around here and think I'm finna ask you, can I take my kids to the doctor? And while I was late and explaining to you, man, what you think this is? I'm a grown woman. I'm late because I'm late. And you don't know what I dealt with getting here to work your job. I'm miserable as I don't know what anyway. Because I'm not in the same position as you. You get to take days and months and weeks off and fly to England and Paris. Take pictures. And I get to look at Paris on pictures. Miss me with that. And you think you finna be talking to me sideways? Well, if you don't like it, you can quit. Bye. My family members used to laugh at me, but they ain't laughing at me no more. What you want to bet? That girl can't keep a job. That's right. Because I'm not job material. I'm boss material. Excuse me. I'm kingship. I'm royalty. I'm an heir and a joint heir to the throne. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Do you know who my father is while I'm down here like a peasant living beneath my means asking you, well, I'll just take minimum wage. That's all you worth, Sway? Now, I pays myself what I'm worth. I pays myself what I'm worth. You can never pay me. I laugh when they send me stuff. Postal Service is hiring. Would you like to come back for $21 an hour? What? Do you know how much I make an hour? Wish I would. Uber misses you. I bet they do. They will never, ever see me driving another passenger or another meal ever. And that's on everything. I ain't knocking nobody's hustle, but let me tell you, what's on the inside of you is greater than what you're going to pay yourself driving for them. Now, how is it that they filthy rich and you're not? But you do the work. Let's make this make sense. Let's make this make sense. Our money ain't equal and you ain't even doing the work, boss. And you think that I'm finna ask you, well, if you miss today, that, you're going to be fired. Baby, let me help you out. Let me help you out. You want me to write up the termination papers? Matter of fact, you're not even worthy. Your termination papers ain't even worthy of my time of waiting on them. I'm out. All my former employers will tell you, she just quit in the middle of the shift. Sure did. Oh, I don't like this. This ain't working out for me right here. This slave work. I'm out. You're just going to leave the line? I did. Now you cut them chickens off that line. What you think this is? You fold those flaps for the houses. My fingernails hurt. You jump in those boxes and get those pieces for them fire hoses while the boss man is making 15,000 and I'm making $15. Get out of here. And you know what? I sit with the rich. And if y'all see me keep licking my lip at the top, my lip got cut somehow, some way. And that bad boy show hurt. It be them little bitty things that hurt the worst. I can get cut, big cuts, and I'm like, oh yeah, that I got cut. But them little bitty cuts just hurt the worst. I think Juicy headbutted me earlier or something. I can't remember. But one thing that's for sure, and two things that's for certain, I did my job. I try to tell y'all, you know why they switching over to virtual? Because they plan to lock y'all out. They know our people don't know much about, you know how they said, and blacks need the National Guards to go down there and give them their infection. Because they don't know how to read. And they don't know how to turn on a computer, and they're disadvantaged. That was a slap in the face. Not knowing that you got some folks in the hood that film street fights. Those are called videographers. They can open up their own cinema film school because they know how to get the angles and everything. They film all the fights and every trouble and drama that's going on. What you talking about? Those are the next Wesley Snipes. Is that his name, Wesley Snipes? Y'all know that man name? The little short one with them glasses. What's his name? Not Wesley Snipes. Lord have mercy, what is his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Don't keep up with all of them. I think it's, y'all know he make movies. Oh, they don't know how to run a business, but they know how to run a game. They know who to, Spike Lee. Thank you, Sister Tosha. Spike Lee. They know how to run a business. They put together a whole game. What you mean, Sway? Who the leader is, who the young homie is, what to go do. They give assignments and orders. They give assignments and orders. How you going? They got a whole organizational structure going on. How you gonna tell me? Dope boys' credit is better than people working in corporate America. You want to know who some big investors? Dope boys. They know how to invest their money in dope. They know exactly how much they're going to get on a return. I'm going to go ahead and spend this 250 for a half, but I'm going to make 500 plus. That's called an investment. But the ones who went to school is working for money. And you know another thing? They don't have no issues. The only issues they got is trying to duck and dodge the police from putting them in prison. And they fake homeboys who get mad because they ain't got what they got and want to. This is a no bug zone. Period. And that little mosquito thought he was going to get somewhere, and I had to concentrate so I can take him out. The time to stand up is now. I'm going to let y'all go. It's midnight. Y'all still up in here thick like Cool Whip. The time to stand up is now. Because if you don't, you will fall a victim. And I'm just telling all of y'all right now, before they collapse this money, because they're convenient on it right now. We just saw what they said. The disruption of the global financial system. Wait for it, it's coming. And then what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? What you gonna do? I ain't gonna do nothing but just go with it. It's going to be a lot of people who actually do things that they never imagined themselves doing because of desperation and compromise. They failed to plan, therefore, they plan to fail. And ain't now single soul on this green planet gonna be able to say that they didn't have a chance. Well, God, you know I'm disabled on disability and I can't do nothing. You still got a voice and you still got a mind. Excuse me. Have y'all seen that man or those men with no arms and no hands come again? They learn how to drive. Y'all see that woman who don't have no hands? She cook with her toes. Come again. You think if you think that's gonna fly, then you need to slap yourself again. And no man gonna be without excuse. And actually, the word says a person who does not protect their family is worser than an infidel. Worser. That means you in the same category as an unbelieving heathen because you failed to protect your family. Charity begins at home first. How you gonna go ahead and work in the workplace and make sure the church and everybody else is together and you ain't got nothing in place for your family? Charity begins at home first. Your house should be on a firm foundation for you trying to help anything and anybody else. And that's what I'm showing up for. And as I was saying earlier, I sit with the wealthy. I've been in training, getting their information for those who want to take it with me for the last 5 days and will be in training for the next 2 days. And when I tell you, they ain't sweating nothing. You think that they worried about inflation? No, they got more money than they can even count. And I'm not talking about green notes. I'm talking about gold. I'm talking about silver. They got their whole stuff protected. As a wise man and a wise woman leaves an inheritance to their children's children, they set up 2 generations of wealth. It's like, even if it's my time to die, I did my due diligence. My family gonna be straight. If I'm driving and I injure somebody else, they got insurance so that their family wouldn't take a hit of being sued for $1 million. They got $1 million to make sure they take care of that person's family should they happen to have an accident and take somebody else. Or they got that same insurance on them. At least if I go, my family is taken care of. That is wealth. They got time management. If the bread went up to $50,000, they got it. So they wouldn't suffer. And you want to know who the ones that's going to be suffering? The ones who can't even afford the gas pump. Do you hear the wealthy complaining about gas? And they not. Why? Because if it went up to $50,000, they got it. That's why you need to do something. And you need to come together with other like-minded individuals. That if you don't have enough for yourself, you can get with your neighbor who loves you because you are my brother or my sister. And if I eat, you eat. And that's what time it is. When they start coming for our children and coming for our livelihood, we should have been standing up. But if you don't get up now, you're going to lay down, baby. And you wonder why they got all them black coffin liners. They got them for somebody. You know, they've been buying them for years. The Georgia Guildstones, the Guidestones will tell you that. You just going to let them do that to you? That's my question. Let me look over here. You going to let them do that to you this way? How stupid is that to read what they going to do and then let them do it? You swear you woke. I'm woke. Yeah, I know they got them liners and them camps, and they got that over here. And wow, and you just gonna let them do it. You ain't even gonna position yourself to make sure that ain't gonna be me. All you gonna do is keep talking about it. Keep watching what they doing in your face like a coward. That's what you gonna do. Because I will be the Lone Ranger around this bad boy. Listen, me and Father God then already had a conversation, so he know it's real over here. To be absent from this life is to be present with you. So do me the favor, please. But I ain't going out like that. And this knee will never bow to a devil. You better believe that. It will never bow to a devil. Is you crazy? I don't care if you got horns on your head. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care what you think that you can do to this physical suit. I don't care. I will never bow these knees to no devil. And never surrender my heart to one either. That is why I'm obeying what my father said. You want to escape? Because he said, pray that you may escape all that is coming on upon the face of the earth. Pray that you may escape. What does escape mean? It miss you. It go over you. Now, if he say pray that you escape, if famine come and you got food in a garden, do you escape famine? Absolutely. If pestilence come and you've taken the initiative to safeguard your immune system and get back on or go back to the Garden of Eden and take herbs and supplements, natureosity, get rid of the toxins from the chemicals you spray in your house to the foods you eat and all of that stuff, will you escape pestilence? Of course. Many of y'all escaped getting the Divock. Turn that around backwards, you know what I'm talking about. Many of y'all escaped that. Pray that you may escape all that is coming up on the face of the earth. How do you escape it? You prepare for it. How did Joseph escape famine? He prepared for it. Hello, somebody. How did Abraham escape famine? He prepared for it. How did Isaac escape famine? He prepared for it. Simple as that. Okay? And they wonder how we escaped it. Trust me. Yes, they is. That's why they trying to do research and make you do certain things and all of that. How y'all escape it? Because they know. Sad part about it is we don't know. They know. They know what it is. They know who we are. They know that. Sad part about it is we don't know. And I sit up there and listen to them people making $250,000 for, I mean, I was flabbergasted today. Today was just a heavy day because I was like, if my people would just do this, because it's in them to do it. When I say my people, I'm talking about my brethren, unified. If they would just get up off of their arses and stand up on their feet and actually do something. Man, these people, my mentor charges $600,000 for 6 hours of his time to teach people about marketing. And I know that a lot of y'all is gifted. And he got Fortune 500 people coming to him to learn how to do one task. 600,000. Could you imagine? Can I ask y'all that tonight? Could you imagine paying yourself $600,000 an hour for somebody to come and sit with you? You probably can't. You probably don't even believe you that value. That's what they have done to us. I can. Heck yeah, $600,000 for 6 hours, baby. Listen, I will bite your toenails. That's included for $600,000. Do you understand me? Because I can take one client and go buy me my own land and home, paid for in full. I own it, not mortgage it, not lease it. Do you understand me? If that's something that I needed to do, I can go buy a whole city with a lake and a reservoir and a well and build me a school and a bank and a hospital. You understand me? And a grocery store for 600 for one client. I showed the proof on my page. $600,000 for 6 hours of his time. And then told me, you should have been bigger. What you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I had to start crying today to myself because I don't know. I said, God, I don't even know why I feel obligated to help people who don't even want help. And was begging me, they need to see your kind on our websites because there's nobody that looks like you. That's the first thing he said. What do you see on our website? I said that there's none of us. He was like, you exactly right. He was like, and you should be bigger. You playing too small, all that stuff that you got on the inside of you. I teach people one thing. You got multiple things that you teach people. What's up with you, Tawana? And I literally had to cry. Say, I don't know. I don't know why I feel obligated. But I do. And maybe because I'm not out here for money, but I'm out here for a mission. Because I didn't seen things happen for so long, and I didn't see people always talk about what's wrong and never do nothing. That's why my reward will be when I don't have to see this anymore. That's my reward. This is not a game out here, y'all. And I love you enough to tell you that I don't want you to suffer. I do. I love you enough to tell you. I love you enough to want to help you. I love you enough to believe in you that you have exactly what you need on the inside of you. I have enough love in me to believe for you when you can't believe for yourself. I got enough faith to have for you when you ain't got none. And at the end of the day, I didn't seen a lot of us suffer for generations and generations and generations and generations and generations and generations. To the point now, it's like, it's time to stand up and change the narrative. If ain't nobody else gonna be the one, I'm gonna be the one to write his story. To write his story. With that being said, I love y'all. I told y'all yesterday, and I'm not saying this because I want you to do anything. I'm telling you this for this reason and this reason alone. Before they shut down that money, this money that we've been out here working for, and this money that we've been out here trying to save up and penny pinch and make it last and stretch, what you gonna do when that ain't even no good? This is a serious question. If you woke up tomorrow and they decided to say in their meeting, we're just gonna get rid of the dollar right now, what you gonna do? What else do you have in place? It ain't even worth nothing. That's why they're getting ready to drop it like it is. They didn't already sent all the money they needed to Ukraine so that they can turn it into hard assets. That's what I'm concerned about. What you gonna do? Now, how is it that Bill Gates done bought up all the farmland? Ain't that smart? He took his money and bought up farmland. Don't that say something? A computer geek took his money and bought up farmland. Never pay taxes. Because he knew the game. Because he knew the game. What did Warren Buffett do? Took his money and bought up land, real estate. You know what they doing now? Taking their money and buying whole blocks of real estate. Why? Because that's going to always be in style and always be around, and somebody going to always need somewhere to stay, and the land going to always have to be tilled because food going to always have to grow from it. I want to show y'all, and I said that I was only going to do this for 20 people, and I am. I'm actually going to do the 20 people that signed up. I'm going to do their first 100K payday. I want to teach you how to make 100K. Who want to learn? Now, is that investment to pay me to teach you? Yeah. If I told you that I'm going to teach you how to make 100K for 1 day or 2 days worth of work for investment of $1,000. And I'm not talking about this is something that you got to do 5 years from now, 5 months from now. I'm talking about this is something that you can do even this month. No experience, even this month. And I'm also going to tell you about a 7th one that you do, you will be a millionaire. And I'm also going to tell you that what I'm going to show you, you can do it every month. And there's 6 months left, which means that you can become a millionaire. And pray to the good Lord up above that he give you enough time to get enough of what you need, that you get serious and you get enough of what you need now so that you can convert it into hard assets. Now, I'm one of those ones that seeing is believing and so is leading. I can't lead you and tell you about something that I ain't done. That makes me a false witness. That makes me a false witness. When people around here talking about, yeah, I'm doing 7 figures. Well, you should ask them, where is your 7 figures? Can I see? If you don't mind, you can cross out and white out stuff, you know. And just let me see that you done did 100K. Just let me see that you done did it. You talking about you can teach 100K. Let me see that you done did 100K. At least let me see it so I can believe it. Ain't that right? Ain't that who we follow? Well, and this is my mentor. Do you see it say not just anyone can get that close to him? And they put his name here, and I didn't put his name there. Blank is 100K for 6 hours. He does take one-on-one sessions at $100,000. I said 600,000, excuse me, 100,000 for a 6-hour session. 100,000 for a 6-hour session. One client. But I want to show y'all this 100K. Dr. Tawana do 100K? Who name y'all see at the top? That is mine, right? So you can see in the last 7 days of that month, 19,000 came in right there. Boom. Right? Y'all just do the math, add it up. Oh, that's the same photo. Hold on. Why does that look like the same? Let me scroll this down. You see that? All in March. Now pay attention to the date. Girl, bye. Pay attention to the date. Okay? March 14th. So you just seen 20,000. Now over here, you see 63,000. So that is 83,000, right? For 2 days worth of work. And then you see this, 41,000. All in the same month. I did over 100K. That ain't even the upsell. But I show it to y'all so that you know it can be done. Why? Because Dr. Tawana did it. Over and over and over again. Okay? Over and over and over again. Can Dr. Tawana get you to 100K payday? I can. See, I'm not doing 100K paydays anymore. I'm doing 1 million paydays. That's next level. I can make 1 million. That's how I challenge myself. I challenge myself. I'm going to learn how to do 100K in a day. That's my signature. Ain't nobody else teaching that. Something that the Most High God showed me how to do. And then 500K. I'm telling you 100K in a day minimum, but you can do 450. You can do 300. You can even do 1 million. It just depends on what we put together. Now, I close that, but I will open it up. And this is the reward for those who would want to sign up. If you do 7 of those, by the 7-1, guaranteed, you will be a millionaire. I am not going to do yours for you because that was a bonus of the 20 who took advantage. So I at least gave them the opportunity that I'm not only going to show you what to do, I'm going to do your first one. All right. So if I can serve somebody on that note, not here to beg, here to tell you if you need to get something fast so you can go buy you some land in cash, not in payments. If you need to get you something fast so that you can go buy you a house or whatever, so that you can get you some stuff to prepare you for what is to come, then your girl showed up on the scene to help all of those who would be unafraid to trust and believe that what you have been equipped with and given is on the inside of you, and you can create wealth from within. That's my signature. Find the value in your vault. This ain't no other man's structure. Why don't you fire them and hire yourself? Yeah, what you can do with 100K, 100K? I know land right now that they're selling here in Texas with a lake on it for 89,000. So if you have 100K payday for 1 day worth of work, can you ever imagine paying yourself 100K for 1 day worth of work? Just like my mentor is charging 100K for 6 hours, I make 100K for about 6 to 8 hours worth of work. And I don't have to work hard like that. I show up in my classes and I teach, and I take care of my family. You don't see me out here working like no Jamaican. That's what you don't. So if you guys are interested in allowing me to serve you, then you can email me. And I will say this, don't waste my time because I'm not going to waste yours. Don't email me talking about, can I get the link? And I send you the link and you don't sign up, because what happens with me, this is the type of girl that I am. So, type of woman, shall I say. If I send you the link one time and you didn't take advantage of it, I'm going to deactivate the link so you cannot take advantage of it. And then if you ever try to sign up for anything else, I will not let you, because you wasted my time and there was no reason for that. That's just the way that I am. Anybody knows, like, we rolling. And if we not, then move out my way. I'm not here to play games and look for no clout, and I ain't asked for none of that. If I stay up extra to ensure that I can serve you, after not already reduced it to the bare minimum, and you waste my time, you don't get no more time to waste. Y'all see how heavy my eyes is? I'm out, y'all. Okay? That's my email address rotating across that screen. I'm looking to help you build. I mean, I'm not a psychologist or none of that, because people will reach out to me and want to tell me with their mama and grandpa and all of that. Look, it's building time at this time. It's not time to be licking wounds. I would love to sit down and get to know a lot about you. But right now, in this moment, we got to be in the spirit of Nehemiah. And we got to be so laser focused that we don't get distracted and come down off this wall. And that ain't said disrespectfully. I'm just real. Right now is a time to build. And that is what we need to be doing, is building. So if you one of those builders and you ain't afraid, because scary money don't make money. I don't want that either. I don't want, well, I don't know what, if I should, no, keep it and go. Let's see how far it gets you. And once it's done, then what? That's just the way I look at it. I will contact you tomorrow. I don't have 100K. No, it's not 100K. It's a $1,000 investment for 100K. And you don't have to come to Dallas, Texas. It's done virtually. I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know. We start tomorrow. We're going over the 1st. The actual workshop is going to be on June the 12th. But I'm getting ready to give out some funding information and some other information that's going to help them be ready for when we get ready to go on Sunday. Okay? So it's not 100K. It's a 1K investment for 100K minimum return. Minimum. I'm just going to show you what I've done and how to do it. And then I had to put my foot in my mouth last night, because the Most High was like, no, you're going to actually take this and show others how to do this. Because I said, I'm not going to ever do it again. It's like, you're not going to ever have to teach it like that, but you are going to implement it. So this is just a public service announcement for right now. I know that we will be in Las Vegas holding this 100K workshop in the flesh, not virtual. That's what I do know. Just don't have all the dates and all of that. But you get enough of us together and we doing what we need to do, then we can come back together and go buy some land. And there's some very lucrative, because I'm in multifamily real estate investing, I know where the hot spots is at first. So, especially in the path of growth. I went on your TikTok, but figure it out, okay? Email me. This is my email right here, rolling across the screen. TJT Worlds, like the world we live in with an S. TJT Worlds at yahoo.com. That being said, good night. Instagram. Fridays or Sabbath days are usually my days when I am fully invested in my rest. Okay. So you may see me, you may not. Once I'm done with my training, I'm going to help you guys grow your social media reaches. I'm also going to be having a seed challenge that's coming up. That's free. That seed challenge. I'm just going to put it in the comments right here, beloved. Whoa. Love you, Sister Pumpkin. You be blessed as well, love. All right, so it's in there. Okay. Absolutely, sister. Did I say sister? Jason Only Me. I thought that was my sister, but maybe that's a brother. If it is, I apologize. I thought that was Sister Jasmine. But same thing for you guys over here. If you didn't get the email, DM me and I will get back to you guys. Okay. I'm just here to show you what to do so you can do it. That's it. I'm not going to ever get on here and talk about all the problems without having a solution. Never. There is solutions and we don't have to suffer. It's just we choose to. And if you choose to, then that's on you. With that being said, I was getting ready to do the peace sign. I still ain't figured it out. Good night. God bless. Love you all. And I will be back whenever I can or whenever you see me. Okay? But I don't believe it'll be tomorrow unless something hot and bothered is happening that needs to be addressed. Oh, it is you. Okay. All right, sis. That's what I thought. I thought I recognized that photo. I did. But I love you and I'll see you soon. I hope I make it to the bed because I'm super sleepy. You're very welcome. At the end of the day, if I can't serve you in any capacity, make sure you do your research. And whenever I show up to do something that's free, take the free and do something with it, okay? All right, with that being said, God bless y'all. Good night, Sister Tasha. I think it's Tasha. Hopefully I'm not saying it wrong. It looks like Tosha. But Sister Beverly, Black Pride, all of you beautiful brethren that are on here, even if I don't see your name, Pumpkin. Good night, y'all, and I will see y'all soon. It is Tasha. I like the way that it's spelled. So unique. All right, good night, loves.